Hi there, welcome to the Mindful Movement series with First Ascents. My name is Tara with Love Yoga, and my First Ascents nickname is Sprinkles. My first Ascents trip was in 2018 in Estes Park, and we went rock climbing. I taught yoga there and have been teaching yoga and mindfulness for First Ascents ever since. This is Brexit, and he is my Yogi alumni helper. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Nick Doble. My FD nickname is Brexit. My first trip was on the rock program in Jasper in Arkansas at Horseshoe Canyon Ranch in 2019. I'm a caregiver for my wife who has stage 4 metastatic melanoma. She's a survivor, no evidence of disease currently, so we're very grateful.
So this is our self-care for caregivers class, and as Brexit said, he's been a long-time caregiver for his wife Emoji, and she actually she also filmed a class, and so you can do her class as well. It's the Increasing Immune Health Through Yoga and Mindfulness, and learn about her. He is sitting in a chair to start practice because he has some hip impingements, so I wanted to just show that you can actually always sit in a chair just on the edge of your bed, anywhere that's comfortable for this first part. And his pants, I just wanted to say how awesome they are, because this is actually how he got his nickname Brexit, because the First Ascents ball was back in 2019. He was wearing a full British suit. He is British, and so then he got his nickname. Then he went on his First Ascents program. So these pants, I think they're pretty awesome that he's wearing them in this yoga class. Thanks for representing. And I will say, just with caregiving in general, I was also a caregiver, so we have that in common, and I was a longtime caregiver for my husband, who eventually passed away to cancer in 2016, but it was through that I got connected to First Ascents, and so really what I learned through that is the connection to extraordinary people who are doing really amazing things and not letting any challenges get in the way, as you know, with your own wife and through yourself. But nonetheless, it is very challenging to still be a caregiver, and that's why we've created this class for you all today. When I was talking with Brexit before this class, he had some words of wisdom to share, and I think they're important to kind of bring in that prioritizing yourself is very important while caregiving, and it's very difficult to do. Sometimes you have to learn how to set some boundaries and also grant yourself some permission to even take the time, because it's easy to get kind of caught up in all of the day-to-days and the needs of the person that you're caring for. And it does take some organization in your life and some structure. And so I know that you used a lot of like movement medicine, as you called it, when the running and getting out. So mindful movement doesn't always have to be yoga, but it is a way to release stress. And in your wife's class, actually, in Emoji's class, we talked about how to release stress mindfully through movement, like motion is lotion and movement is medicine, all of those things. So yoga, of course, is one way to do that as well. And Brexit also has a very good morning routine that he goes through. He stretches every morning, and he has some meditations, gratitude practice, and he writes in a journal. So I think that those are all really positive ways to start your day, which just sets you up for success when you take the time.
Yeah.
You would say that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's really important to prioritize yourself so that you can look after the person you're caregiving for, and take that time to really be mindful about yourself and how you feel, and look after your wellness. And they are some of the things that do work for me in the morning to set up my day successfully for myself.
Exactly, and then the person that you're caring for also benefits as well. Yes, very important. So we're going to start with a little bit of self-care, and the cool thing about this class is you could do any little bits and pieces of it. It doesn't have to be the whole time. We're going to try to be efficient with the movements so that, I know with caregiving you don't have a ton of time. So let's go ahead and get started. We're just going to put hand on heart and belly to take a few mindful breaths together. And feel your feet grounded and sit bones rooting down into the chair. Nice length in your spine. And go ahead and take some breaths, feeling it rise from your belly to your chest. And then letting go of worries. So exhale, moves down your spine, and do that a few times, just inhaling, feeling the rhythm of your breath flowing, and releasing. Feeling that connection to yourself. Setting an intention here for your time so that you use it mindfully. Maybe it's even to dedicate this practice to the person you're caring for, or it could be an intention to perhaps bring gratitude into your life. One more mindful breath. Releasing, softening on the exhale. And we'll open the eyes and just start to bring your fingertips towards your temples and start to just kind of massage your head, massage the temples down into the jaw. We hold a ton of tension in the face, and especially in our jaw, it's actually the tightest muscle in the body, probably from all the chomping we do. And just releasing, allowing this self-massage to move down into your neck. I always like to kind of get into that occipital lobe, right where the skull meets the neck. And I don't know about you, but I hold tension there. And a lot of people do. Yeah, especially when we're on the computer so much, right? Just tech neck and moving down into the shoulders, and you can almost start to feel like tingling, right? Like, when do we ever massage ourselves? We think it's not gonna feel as good as someone else massaging us, but we can actually get just like that stimulation of prana, moving down the arms, maybe some long strokes on the limbs, and then you can do circular on the joints, like around the wrists and around the elbows, around the shoulders, circles. And you'll start to just like really feel some opening in that upper body, like shrugging the shoulders up and back a few times. And then we're gonna go ahead and just take our arms out wide and take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, go ahead and cross one arm under the other and give yourself a hug. A little self-love. Now you can stay here in the hug, or you could take eagle arms, which is like backs of the hands together, whichever is more comfortable. Yeah, and inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, bring them down a little. And we're gonna do that 2 more times. Inhaling, pressing into the back body with your breath. You're gonna feel the back lungs, and then exhale. And 1 more time. Good job. Open up the arms, big like wings, and we'll switch sides. Exhale, bringing the arms, hugging the other side, giving yourself some love, smiling. Backs of the hands will come together if that's comfortable, or stay here. Inhale, elbows up. Exhale, down. And then 2 more times, but really breathing into your back. And release. And we actually have pretty good expansion in the lungs when we choose to breathe into the backside. And release, good. We'll inhale, open the arms and sweep them up to the sky. We're gonna reach tall, good. Exhale, cactus the arms. Squeeze shoulder blades together. And then inhale, lift high. And exhale. We'll do that 1 more time. So we're opening the heart and the shoulders, open hearts, open mind, and then bring the hands together. See if it feels okay to clasp. It's probably a little awkward with the chair, huh?
It's okay.
It's okay. And then just gently pull, those knuckles down. You're squeezing the shoulder blades together again. Good. Opening the heart. And then we'll release the hands and just allow your neck to roll side to side. You may, I just got a crack out of one side, that's always nice. Yeah, just rolling, and then stay on one side with your ear dipped towards your shoulder and stretch the opposite side. and then over to the other. Now this little routine we just did, you can do at your desk at work. It's very efficient, and notice how there's a stimulation of energy that has gone through your body simply through breath and simple movements, right? Yeah, looking up to the sky as you inhale, exhale down. And then we'll take a few circles. So inhaling over to one side and then looking up to the sky, and then exhaling to the other side and back down. Do that one more time in that direction, and then we'll switch. So these simple movements of having mindfulness of how you feel and then changing it, we'll switch and looking over to the left and up and to the right and down. Now it's also very common to have one side that you might have like a little kink going on in the neck, and that's okay, but doing these movements will actually help to get that out, so it's always nice. Now we're gonna start to transition to hands and knees. So I'll take the chair, and I'm gonna give you a blanket as well. So that can go underneath your knees, nice and padded. We're gonna move into some cat-cows. So at tabletop, stack shoulders over your wrists and hips over knees. Yeah, and beyond the blanket. We'll move back a little. We're gonna come into some cat-cows. So as you inhale, you'll dip the belly down and bring your gaze forward. Nice. Then exhale, round the spine, tucking chin to chest. And do a few more of those. So opening up the spine in both directions, the extension and flexion. We'll come back to neutral, and we're gonna move into some hip mandalas. So this is gonna hopefully help your hip. We'll see. You can tell me if you don't like it. But so you're gonna try to like hover one of your knees up. We'll start with the right, and then you're gonna bring it out to the side and then up. And this can go, it doesn't have to be big. So this is gonna be really small to start. Now, can you make a little circle with it?
Okay.
Yeah, like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant sort of thing. Good. Yeah, and back down. Yeah, so like, how does that feel in your hip? Because I know that's the one that's...
I can feel my glute.
Yeah, so trying to less doing and more just like circling. Yeah, there, and it can be small, very good. And go the other direction. You're just trying to get like that motion is lotion into the hip feeling, you know, getting some movement into it. And we open up the hips because we hold emotions there. All right, bring the knee down, we'll do the other side. So see how it feels on this side versus the other, because you know, you do have that imbalance in your hips, which is totally normal. Most of us do anyway, but you actually had surgery. So does that feel better on this side? It's got a little, or worse?
I think better on this side.
Yeah, you have a little more fluid movement on this side. So just noting where your imbalances are and working through them, totally normal. And then go ahead and bring that knee down, and we'll take a child's pose. And if you want to put a block underneath your head as you come down, yeah, knees are going to come wide and arms out in front. Does that feel okay to you? Yeah, nice. Your block could be at any height or a pillow. So just feeling in that sense of grounding. Reminding yourself of your intention here. Good. And we'll start to round as we rise back up. And coming back to our hands and knees. We're gonna stretch those calves because I know you have the Achilles going on. So slide that right foot back so your leg is straight. And you're gonna keep the toes tucked and just rock forward and back a few times. And feel into the calf stretch. You could even hold it by pressing back into the heel. Rooting into the fingers, good. And then we'll rock forward so we're stacked and then lift that leg up behind you and see how that feels. And so you're kicking the back wall, good. And then how does it feel to lift your opposite arm up? So left arm would come forward, yes. Now I'm gonna let you hold that and see if they can even out the hips a bit, hug the belly up and in. This is a lot of core engagement. So you're gonna breathe, reaching from your fingers to your heel as you inhale. Exhale, soften a little, and then we'll do that again one more time. Inhaling to reach. And as you exhale, bring your hand and knee back down. Good job. All right, other side. We'll slide that left foot back and do the calf stretch first. So just kind of pumping the calf, getting some movement in the ankles. And we'll start to hover the foot off the ground, or this is where you could also, I'll show the modification of keeping your foot on the ground and then reaching the opposite arm forward, or keeping that arm on the ground, fingers on the ground. So like you still can get the activation drawing up and into the core with a modified version as well. So whichever way works, you can practice hovering, or you go for full extension, reaching fingers to heel on your inhale. Take an exhale. And then one more time, nice length there. And then hand and knee come down. Good job. From here, we're just going to take the fingertips forward a bit, coming up like you're protecting a cupcake or something, like making a tent, pitching a tent. And then we'll take the head between the hands, and my hips are hovering above my knees. So this is puppy pose. And yeah, the hips can be a little higher. Yeah, and it's okay if, you can come forward because you're long. There you go. You gotta come off your mat for that one. And you're gonna feel that in your shoulders, right? You're gonna get really good opening in the shoulders and the chest. And take a few breaths here. Just imagine that you're rinsing the shoulders, you're opening the heart, opening the shoulders. This is where we hold so much tension, right? And we'll start to come back up to hands and knees. And this is where you'll take your right leg forward into a low lunge. All right? And hands are gonna come to hips first. You're just gonna find your sense of balance, hug the belly up and in, straighten the spine, and allow the arms to come up overhead. Nice work. So inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, pressing down into the roots. A few more breaths here. And I'm gonna give you the option to come into a high lunge if that's comfortable for you. So I know like this is where we'll develop some strength, and you're going to, as you inhale, press down into your feet and lift up so you have like a hover in the back knee. Does that feel good? Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Yeah, we got the core engaged, right? So hugging it up and in, lifting up through the fingers again. Nice work. We're holding strong here and breathing. You can also stay. There you go. Keep breathing. Or you can come down onto your knees. He's got this. Good. Now from here, go ahead and you're gonna bring your back heel down. So I'm gonna move your blanket, and it's gonna be we're gonna come into a pyramid pose. So that's gonna be in the front of you. Back heel spins down so your feet are scissored. Yeah, and then come down to the blocks, hands to blocks if that works, yeah. You're gonna get a nice hamstring stretch. And the front knee can be bent, or you can play with straightening it a bit, whatever works. And you can also move that back foot in a bit. See how it feels? Play with that if you move it in, yeah. Very good. And so leg could be straight in the front, hugging the hip back, or you can have this bent knee, and so you're feeling into this stretch. Good. Breathing. The other option is if you are on your knees, you can just straighten the front leg here and take this kneeling version of pyramid stretch.
This is more my speed.
Yeah, I thought so. All right, and so then we're going to bring your knees back to the mat, and we're gonna come back to the hands and the knees. Option here for a downward dog in between, or to come back to the puppy stretch. So if you wanna do a downward dog, which will stretch into your calves, I'll show you how to go about it. We're gonna lift the knees, swim the hips up like this, and stay with the knees bent. But that same extension in the shoulders that you felt in puppy stretch is there. And then you just press one heel down, and then the other, and you'll start to feel a stretch in the calves. All right, now I'm gonna come around, and that looks great. So keeping the knees bent, and bring your feet out a little bit wider. There you go, yep, It's looking good. How's that feel?
I feel the calf stretch.
There you go. Yes, looking good. And nice extension in the shoulders. Very good. Getting your calf stretch on. All right, and then we'll bring the knees back down to the mat. And we'll bring that opposite leg forward. So it'll be left leg now. Starting in that low lunge, once again, feeling that sense of grounding first, allowing the arms to come up and lifting. And then, yep, you're up there. I'm gonna stay down here. So he's getting that nice strengthening. And so this is where if you wanna stay grounded, you just wanna, stay on your knees, that's awesome. Or you go for a little strengthening, because yoga can provide that too. We'll get 2 more breaths. You got this, looking good. And then hands are gonna swim down to the blocks and come into the pyramid stretch. Yeah, back heel turns inward, straighten, or keep the front leg a little bent. And if on this side, I'm pressing my left hip back a little bit. Nice, smooth, steady breaths. Good. Got 2 more breaths. And then from here, we're gonna just come back down to the knees and come onto your belly, because we're gonna take a cobra pose. So you're gonna kind of swim on down, nice, and tuck your hands are gonna come inward, tuck the elbows in. Yep, there you go. And really root down into your feet, the tops of your feet, and start to lift, press into your hands and lift your chest up. Yeah, there you go, and then lower down. We're gonna go, stay a little lower so that you activate your lower back, and then draw the elbows in as you lift. Good, yep. And then back down. And one more time, inhale and exhale. Awesome. From here, we're gonna just start. Oh, you're just overachiever. Good job. All right. And then come all the way back down. And we're gonna flip onto the back now. So I believe you told me, either way, it doesn't matter, whatever's comfortable for you. You said you like figure 4 stretch. I believe you told me that. No? Sure. Maybe you told me a hip opener. So you'll come onto your back and take one heel over the knee. And so then you can just stay like this and press your hand into the inner thigh. And do you feel an opening in your glutes, like the outer hip? Mm-hmm. Good. So just stay there. There's an option if you want to thread the needle, but you're already doing it. Perfect. Yeah, I know, you told me you did. So then you're just feeling into it. And a few more breaths here and we'll switch sides. And then bring that heel down and cross other one. Nice. And then again, you can stay with, you stay with the figure 4 that you're in, and I'm doing the modified version here. Smooth, steady breaths. Then go ahead and take both your knees and hug them into your chest just a bit. Nice. And then we're going to kind of allow your knees to hover. You can interlace the fingers and allow them to drop to one side. It doesn't matter which, both knees to one side. So yeah, there you go. And then you're gonna stay open in that twist. So arms out to a T. Good. And this is where if you have like a pillow at home, it could go between your legs. Just taking a gentle twist. Good. And then we'll start to inhale the knees up through center and drop them to the other side. Nice work. And the breath gets a little constricted and twists, so we're massaging it through. And then we're gonna come back up through center. And as you come into Shavasana, I'm going to make you a little blanket roll. And this is gonna go along the length of your spine. So I'm gonna put it right here, and then you're gonna lay down with your sacrum all the way to your head. And then I'm gonna just take this other blanket and roll it. Put it at your sacrum and then just all the way down. And then your head will rest. And then this will go underneath your knees. And then you're just gonna lay there. Try to enjoy this relaxation. I'm gonna take you through a little self-care visualization as you lie there, okay? And so Shavasana is a way to just integrate the practice and completely relax. I'd love for you to keep your eyes closed or gaze soft. And as a caregiver, think about your day and what is a constant thing that happens for you that gives you a sense of peace each day? Or that thing that helps you feel like you're a little more in control when life is unpredictable. It could be part of your morning routine. It could be something like a breathing practice. It could be connection to other people, getting out and moving. And when this thing comes to mind, think about how it makes you feel. And hopefully there's a sense of peace or happiness or joy. And if it's hard to bring something into mind, that's okay too. Just envision something that you believe could help you, that you would like to bring into your life. Perhaps that's something like incorporating more mindful movement practices such as yoga or exercise, breath work, or meditation. What is that thing that you would choose to do? Notice if it's something that maybe needs a little bit of work to integrate into your life. If it's something that's already constant, then maybe it's thinking of something else new that you would like to incorporate. And what is that one thing that you're going to take with you this week? And see if you can envision yourself doing that. What time of day does it make sense to do it? Do you need to change something in your schedule in order to make it happen? And if you do this, how will you feel afterwards? Now take this with you and check in with yourself again towards the end of the week. Notice if it was easy or difficult, and without any judgment of whether you incorporated it or not. You can try again. If not, just see how it works. We'll start to create some movement in your body, that fingers and toes, wrists and ankles to start, starting to kind of wake up from this visualization and relaxation. And start to stretch, maybe arms overhead. Good. And then however is comfortable for you to roll over and kind of sit back up. You can kind of, there you go, that works. Yeah, totally. And thank you so much, Brexit. How did that feel for you?
It was nice. It was nice to take a bit of time just to kind of relax and stretch the body. Yeah, felt like it got a little bit more energy as well.
Yeah, a little more energy.
Relaxation.
The good balance of the two. Awesome.
It wasn't that easy either. Some of the poses I hadn't done before, so it's
yeah.
good. It's good to practice.
Right, and the more we practice, the easier these things get. And sometimes it's the movements that are foreign to us that bring in a new sense of like balance in the body and allow us to come into a different sense of strength even, right? And I didn't want this class to be too easy because it needs to be efficient, right? Like you want to get a little workout as well as some relaxation when you're caregiving, so it's all in one package. Good. Okay. Well, thank you all so much for joining us, and we hope that there was a little bit of self-care for you today, and namaste.